Something that I never foresaw me doing was escaping the poverty mindset. I never thought that I would have to. And it wasn't until recently that someone opened my eyes to the fact that I was embodying this mindset, and I still do sometimes. Admittedly, I'm not perfect, surprisingly. Let me just illustrate these symptoms and let me know if you can relate to any of these. So, you've grown up watching all of these finance YouTubers telling you to save, invest in the S&P 500, blah, blah, blah. So that's what you've done. Maybe you're 22, 21, 23 years old. You've got a lot of money in savings. And, you didn't go and buy that avocado and toast. You didn't go and get lunch. You always brought packed lunch to work, right? And whenever someone might have mentioned it, right? Or maybe you skip out even on shoes or something, some clothes. It's like, well, I'll go get second hand. And then whenever someone mentions the fact that you do this, perhaps you get defensive. Perhaps you think, well, it's because I want to save money. It's because I'm frugal, right? And then let's say that person pushes a bit more. It's like, well, I've got X amount in savings. How much do you have? You don't have much? Well, look how I am with money versus look how you are. And that was basically me to a T. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, well, I have good savings and you don't. So the proof is in the pudding. But it wasn't until I met someone at work that sort of opened my eyes to this idea of having a poverty mindset, a scarcity mindset. It wasn't until then that I actually realized that was what I embody, and it comes out in other areas of my life. I think we went out to a cafe or something, or he suggested it, and I was like, nah, like I'm trying to save, I brought packed lunch. And I think that's how he picked up on the fact that I was like this. So, we went and got lunch eventually, and it was actually something as small as a grenade bar, okay? If you live in England, you know what a grenade bar is. It's a little chocolate protein bar, right? And I love them. They're my favourite. And I wouldn't buy it because it was, £3 or something, which is expensive. See, it's already coming out in this video right now, but my scarcity mindset, it was expensive, but I did love them. And I think he just thought it was crazy. Like, well, you like them. It's only £3. Why wouldn't you just buy it, right? It's only £1. And in my mind, it's like, well, it's too much money. Is £1 too much money? And in my mind, I was justifying it, saying, well, I spend my money on things that give me a return on investment in my brain, right? And that wasn't giving enough of a return in my mind, whether that be financially, but obviously it's not financially, it's more just an enjoyment return on investment. And it made me realize that it was actually holding me back, right? I wasn't investing in things that bettered myself. I had all these savings. What are all these savings good for if you're not going to utilize them to improve your life or to learn more or to earn more? And I always thought like, okay, well, when I earn more money, this will be over, okay? I won't need to worry about this. I'll buy what I want. I'll spend my money on what I want. And then as my income started to increase, right? It didn't go up massively, but it did increase. And I realized I was still in this mindset. I still wouldn't buy a £3 grenade bar. And it wasn't until then that I realized that this wasn't an identity. It wasn't a set of circumstances, right? It wasn't, well, I need to save this much money. It wasn't anything factual. It was just, I am frugal. I don't spend money for no reason whatsoever. I reckon even if I had 100 grand, even if I was earning 100 grand a year, I would still be like how I am. And I still wouldn't have bought that grenade bar. And it was then when I realized it was my identity. And that was why, even when my income changed, even when my income went up, my brain processes didn't. The way I was thinking about things didn't change. And it was because it was my identity. And this work colleague of mine really helped me to sort of detach from how from money and from this scarcity mindset. And he really helped me to realize that scarcity doesn't change when your income or your circumstances change. Scarcity changes when your mindset changes. It's all a mental thing. It's got nothing to do with your bank balance or your actual circumstances, your actual income. It's got everything to do with your mindset.